Dear parents, your teenagers love it when you do this. Admit it when you're wrong. It's easier to tell our teenagers, take responsibility. Don't throw the blame to another person. If you notice that you're wrong about something, say that you're wrong, apologize and, make amends. But then when it comes to the turn of our parents to admit that they're wrong, it becomes like a taboo for a parent to say, I'm sorry, I made this mistake. This is me letting you know that it would be great if you can always admit it when you are wrong, especially when it's obvious. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's Chima here, Teens Coach. In today's video, my goal is to help our parents see from the perspective of their teenagers. So moving on, the second thing your teenagers would really like you to do is to affirm them once in a while. When you acknowledge your teenagers for going the extra mile in achieving a task, it helps to build their confidence, it helps to improve their self-esteem. Some things are naturally their responsibility or their task, what they're expected to do. But once in a while, always say, I see that you're doing the right thing. I actually noticed that you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing your chores earlier in the day, you're completing your assignments faster, you're helping your younger ones better. I see the improvements you're making. Even when they try to do some things in the house without you asking them, some things that even if they don't do it, nothing would have spoiled, but because they did it, things got better. Please do well to acknowledge those things. Don't just shrug it off. Positive affirmations, when it comes from you, will go a long way to boosting your teenagers' self-esteem. I hope we always remember. Number 3, seeking their opinion over relevant matters. Yes, of course, the teenagers are not the ones that call the final shots in the home. But if you seek their opinion in relevant matters, especially when it has to do with the general home affairs or even matters that are personal to them, but you're the one that will have the final say, seeking their opinion helps them to understand that, okay, I'm actually important. My thoughts are actually important. Even if at the end of the day, you don't do it the way they like it, it helps them to have a sense of responsibility to understand that, okay, mommy actually asked me about this and I said this. And when you ask them their opinion, you understand their own perspective about the matter and you can actually tell them, okay, I understand you, but we're not going to do it this way. We're going to do it this other way because of this. And that's what your teenagers would really love is for you to let them talk when they approach you. First of all, approaching you to talk about issues is already hard. So if your teenager makes the bold step to approach you to say, Mommy, I want to talk to you about something, or they just slightly start up a conversation, maybe you're with your daughter in the kitchen, or your son is with you, and they somehow start up a conversation around school or about friendships, please do well to hear them out, okay? Let them talk. Don't interrupt them. Let them pour out everything on their minds, and then you can go ahead and give advice, render help where needed. Always let your teenagers talk. Before I continue, I'd like you to subscribe to the channel if you're yet to. Simply click on that red sub button and pin the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Thank you. The fifth thing I'd like to tell you today that your teenagers really like is you telling them the truth, being open and honest with them. Most times parents try to hide some issues or try to hide some information from the teenagers in order to protect them. Sensitive issues that can actually affect the teenagers' outlook to life or approach to their fellow students in school and stuff like that. Please, dear parents, open up with your teenagers. If there's a truth they need to know, tell them. Don't say that you're hiding the truth to protect them. You will know how best to present the truth to them and also provide guidance for them in order for the truth not to, destroy them, so to say. So that whatever you're protecting them from, you're still protecting them, but they are still in the know. Again, don't dismiss the feelings of your teenagers as mood swings. Don't say, it's just one of those their moods, or she's just feeling sad. She likes to feel sad, so sometimes she's sad, she's always sad. Sometimes when your teenagers are, they are being emotional, something may actually be wrong. But why not observe them closely instead of just dismissing it off? You may not know, they may be going through something very serious that you need to tackle in time. Okay, so please do not dismiss your teenagers' feelings. I'm not telling you to suspend all your activities or all your responsibilities as a parent to just focus on the teenagers' feelings. But once you notice a change in behavior, a change in attitude, a change in the facial expression, once you notice, please don't dismiss it. Pay attention and try to figure out what the problem is. Lastly, your teenagers will like it if you relate with them at their level. I know that we want to advise our teenagers, tell them what to do, don't do this, don't do that, but sometimes it's usually easier to pass your message across if you can come down to their level. Don't talk to them as if they're adults. They are not adults. I've said it before. Don't discipline your teenagers from the perspective of they should know this thing. Come down to their level, assume that they don't know, and tackle it from that end, okay? They don't know it. You have to teach them, you have to train them, you have to discipline them, but you have to do it at their level, at their pace, okay? When you're telling your teenager, don't keep this plate on the table, try to understand, to a teenager, what does it mean not to keep a plate on the table? Does it mean that mommy is taking away my freedom of keeping things on the table? Now let's look at what the Bible says. Ephesians 6 verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. In Colossians chapter 3 verse 21, the Bible says, fathers, provoke not your children to anger, lest they be discouraged. So we can see that God expects parents to raise their teenagers in the fear of the Lord, to raise them in the admonition of the Lord, and at the same time do it in a manner that these teenagers will not be discouraged. Dear parents, we see you, we see the effort you're making, and we are so proud of you, and we encourage you to keep up the good work. Hence the reason why I've shared what I've learned the past few days about teenagers relating better with their parents. If you're wondering where I got all this information from, like how do I know that this is what teenagers want, I actually watched a documentary where teenagers were asked about what is one thing that you like your parents to know, and these were some of what they said. But that's not all. So check out this video to discover more seamless ways to relate with your teenagers as a parent. Thank you for watching this video to the end. I hope it has helped you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.